Santa María, nuestra Dios del cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Santa María, nuestra Dios del cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Santa María, nuestra Dios del cielo.
Luz y progreso, gracias a la misericordia. This is Sancista Luis, and the video that I'm doing today is of a sweet herbal bath that I am doing for a client. And what I have in a palangana, or you can gather your fresh herbs if you have a fresh herbal garden. You can gather it in a palangana, in a basin, or you can gather it in a wicker basket. Okay, something natural. But here I gathered the herbs for a sweet herbal bath for a client. I think there's around 8 or 9 different herbs that I'm going to use for the bath. Here I have some isopo, okay, two different forms of isopo, which is the holy herb within the Bible. I think it's mentioned like 82 times, I'm not sure. But here I have isopo, I have menta, hierbabuena, I've got pineapple sage, I have lavender somewhere in here, I have lavender, patchouli. Okay, these are sweet. These are herbs that are sweet that I'm going to use to make this bath for this client. And what I'm going to have is I'm going to show you how I personally make a sweet, cool bath for a client without using the stove or hot water to extract the ache from the herbs. So what I do is I gather my herbs, and I'm going to have this. I'm going to have another palangana or another basin to gather all my herbs, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to not use the stems as much as I'm going to use the herbs. I'm going to have 2 jarros they're pretty big, 2 big jarros with holy water and water blessed. I'm going to add to this sweet herbal bath cascarilla. Here's a cascarilla. I'm going to add a spiritual or a cologne. Preferably, if it's not a spiritual cologne, it's a cologne that the client uses, that the client enjoys. If you do not know the cologne that the client uses, you can use any spiritual cologne. So I'm going to use that. And lastly, what I'm going to use is a white candle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to destem all my herbs as best as I can, okay, which they all have the stems. So what I'm going to do right now is destem all the herbs and place the herbs into this palangana, and then get rid of, well, I can actually save the stems for something else, but what I'm going to do is make sure that I save the hojas, the leaves. Okay, I'll be right back when I finish destemming the herbs. And again, they are fresh. I just gathered them. It smells really beautiful, very pungent. It smells very good. Let me show you. I think I've got basil in here, albahaca. I have some rue. I've got some lavender, lavandula. I've got some pineapple sage, hyssop, isopo. Okay, and this is pretty much just a sweet herbal bath. So what I'm going to do right now is destem them, and I will be back in 1 second with the magic of videos. Okay, so here are all my herbs destemmed. Well, most of them anyways. This one I didn't destem. But I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to destem herbs. What you do is, here I have a hyssop. What you do is, you see how the flower or the leaf is growing that way? When you're pulling off the leaves, start at the base where the flower starts and pull down, and they usually slide off. And then where either the flower or the seeds go the opposite direction, so you would pull this way as my thumb. So again, the leaves start here at the base and pull down against the growth of the leaf, as well as the seed or the flower, you're going to pull this way. Okay, very simple. I'll show you. So what you're going to do, see how I did that? Is just pull against, just like if you were to pull a flower. Okay, then the plant is kind of not as easy to do it with one hand, because you're going to need 2 hands, but you're going to go downwards. It's easier, trust me. Let me see if I can. I doubt it. Okay, see that? I'm pulling downwards. See how I did that? I pulled downwards, And then when it comes to the flower or to the seeds, you're going to go the opposite direction. Of course, that one fall off. But you're going to go the opposite direction. Okay? So now I'm going to have another palangana. It's a little bit of mess. So I'm going to gather all my herbs. Now, before you work with herbs, make sure that you understand the magical and spiritual properties for each herb. These are all sweet. I understand, you know, make sure that the client's not allergic to these herbs. I prefer using fresh herbal baths than those bottled, watered, colored baths that they sell in botanicas. I don't use that. A real brujo doesn't use that. Those are clients. Those are people who go buy, the botanicas and buy stuff. We like to use this. So anyways, I'm going to show you how to make it without boiling your herbs. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gather a little bit of the herbs. And I'm just going to start pouring a little bit of the water into the palangana. And with my hand, I'm just going to start mashing. And usually there's a prayer that you can say, any prayer that you want to say. Or you can just sit in contemplation and just start mashing the herbs. It smells beautiful already. It smells aromatic. You know what's exactly going into your spiritual bath. Okay? Got a little stem in there somewhere. But it's okay. No big deal. Keep crushing. Add more herbs. Again, add more water. And with your hands, you're just going to crush. It smells very beautiful. Very nice. They're all sweet herbs to bring in positive energy. See how I'm crushing? You want to make sure you crush that. Make sure your hands are clean. Remember that this is going into a client's head or a client's body. So make sure if you're gonna, you don't have no cuts or no blood or no open wounds. Don't do that. Make sure your hands are nice and clean. The client or your customer or yourself or a family member, they deserve the best. So here I am. I'm just gonna keep machacando. I don't know how you say machacando in English. Mashing, I guess, or squeezing the ache, the energy of the herbs into the water. It smells very good. And I'm just going to keep adding more herbs to it. And again, more water. And again, just keep mashing with your mashing with your hands. Again, make sure your hands are clean. You can say prayers. You can stay quietly and meditate on what you're doing. I'm going to be back and show you what it looks like when it's pretty much all done. Give me a second. Here's a stem that I got in there, but it's okay. I'm going to show you in a minute when I finish the process. Okay. Again, the bath has rue. It has ruda, albahaca, romero, hierbabuena. What else does it have? Patchouli. All sweet, albahaca, all sweet herbs. I'm just going to keep mashing. And I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's done. Or not done, but when I mash all these herbs into here and I keep adding water. Give me 1 second and I will return. This is the color of the herbs, of what it should look like. And I just did this by squeezing the herbs. It took me like 15-20 minutes or so. And I can get it darker, as much as I want. You can tell I took out a lot of some of the herbs and I strained it by squeezing it tightly. Now, you can strain as much as you want with your hands by doing so. Let's see if I can get my hands. And make sure you get all that baño out. Okay, another way you can do is in another palangana, you're going to have a strainer. And I'm going to try to do this carefully. You're going to pour that bath into the palangana with the strainer. Okay. Carefully lift it up. There's still some herbs in there, but not as much. Try to get it so you can see it. We want to get all that bath. This is a good bath. So you want to get as much of it as you can. Put this in the bottom, and with your hand, gather that and squeeze it into. Squeeze as much of it as you can. You want to strain as much of those herbs as you can get out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double strain it. Okay, squeeze it nice and tight. And how am I going to double strain it? I'm going to use an old coffee strainer, or you can use a colodador, the Puerto Rican thing that our abuelitas used to use to colar café. I don't know how to say colar café, to make coffee. Okay, you can use a colodador, or you can use one of these, because you want to get as much of these, a little bit of herbs, as you can get out of the bath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double strain it, and I'll be back and show you what else I add to this bath. Here's the herbal bath after I strained it. I strained it twice. Still got a little bit of residues. When you're working with herbs, please, like I said, I can't stress this more than enough. Make sure you understand every herb that you're using, its magical property, its spiritual properties. Make sure you're not allergic. This is a sweet bath. I didn't add any bitter herbs. Okay, this is to bring positive energies, to purify, to cleanse. Brujos that are brujos do baths or baños or despojos this way. We don't use those colorful agua de piringas that they sell in botanicas. Brujo uses this. We don't look for a good brujo. We make our own herbal baths. This is one that I'm making. Sorry, I used the word agua de piringa. I'm sure that might offend a few people. But to this bath, I'm going to add una cascarilla. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crush it. Cascarilla, to cleanse, to purify, to bring bueno hache. Okay, so I'm going to crush the cascarilla into the bath, mix it in with my hand. You can say a prayer again. And the last ingredients that I'm going to add is that perfume. Okay, so you can add as many as you want. I'm going to add, I just add 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to mix that into the bath. Make sure you strain and one last product that I didn't show was Agua Florida, which I'm going to open with one hand. And I'm just going to add a little bit of Agua Florida. That should be enough. Mix that in real good with your hand, or you can use a wooden spatula. Okay, and add a little bit of more Agua Florida. A lot of brujos use a bath. Okay, before I'm going a little bit too far ahead of myself. What I'm going to do to the bath is I'm going to put un velón, a candle. I don't know if you can see, it's already lit. And what I'll do is I'm going to give it una iluminación, bless it. So you can bless in nombre del Padre, el Hijo y el Espíritu Santo. You can do that 3 times, and you're going to place that into the center of your palangana, and you're going to place this in front of your altar. Now, this, as long as the moment you bless it, you can start using it. You can use any prayers. You can use Catholic prayers, Espiritista prayers. If you're Wiccan, you can use, Wiccan prayers. Whatever you want to use is up to you. But anyways, a lot of people, make sure that the bath smells good. Make sure that the bath smells pure. If the bath, I've heard of people that use foul smelling baths and say, no, it's good, it's got to check. If it smells foul, don't use it. A bath should smell pure. A bath should smell clean. A bath should smell, you wouldn't take a bath in something that stinks, And I know a lot of brujos that give baths to clients with baths that stink, that smell. Now, I added some cologne to it, which will help preserve it. And I've added a little bit of Agua Florida. Make sure you use this bath. keep it cool. You can place this in your altar for a few hours. Then you're going to place it into another container, mark down what it is for, place it in your refrigerator, take a cup each night and take a bath, pour it over your head, wash your body. You can also use vodka to preserve it for a little bit longer. This bath should be used within 7 days. Okay, so right here looks like I made a gallon of this bath. So make sure that this bath is used within the 7 days with prayers and meditations and all that. The moment the bath starts stinking, starts smelling, it shouldn't if you've added preserver like a vodka or some form of liquor, or if you added some Florida water and you place it in the refrigerator, please mark down what it's for, not for human consumption. It's not an herbal tea to drink, people, so make sure the children stay away from it and use it within the 7 days. If you see that or it smells foul, do not use it. This smells beautiful. It smells very nice. I mean, it smells really beautiful. It brings positive energy to the aura. It cleanses the auric layers. It opens up the chakras. So anyways, this is just the way that I make my own baños espirituales. If you have any questions, please do so down below. Please subscribe. Please hit like. Please share in your favorite social media. This is Sancista Brujo Luis. Share in your social medias and leave a comment. It lets me know that people are watching, that they enjoy my videos, and it motivates me to do more. Anyways, this is Sancista Brujo Luis. I hope you enjoy. Please hit like. If you don't like, please dislike. Doesn't matter to me as long as you watch the video and you acknowledge it. Sancista Brujo Luis, Santo Sanse. Be back shortly with more videos.